force my will. It doesn't work ever. Never, ever, ever, never, never, ever. It just doesn't work anymore. I don't get away with it. I tried, not so much anymore, but I've tried, and I just don't get away with it. So what happens here? Let them not that wait on thee, O Lord God of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O God of Israel. Okay, verse 7. What becomes of us? We're going through these problems. We're going through these situations. We're going through all this stuff. Everything's moving in on us. We're sinking. We're stuck. Life happens. What is he trying to get us to do? Wait on him. Wait. Wait, wait, wait. How many of you want the end of the story yesterday? You want what God's going to do in your life, what you're going to become, where you're going to go, what you're going to be, everything all put together yesterday. I want it now. What part of waiting is that? It's not patience, is it? What did you tell me yesterday? You've learned patience through all of this.
Oh, yeah. Boy.
Through all that she's been through over the last year, over the last few months, just with all the changes in our lives, she's learned patience. Patience is a mean thing if you don't have it. It's mean. It'll beat you up bad if you don't have it. But what is the Lord trying to get you to do? Develop patience in your life. Why? Because sometimes you're going to need to wait. So, David's in this situation. He's stuck. Things aren't going the best. He tries things. Then he comes down to, Lord, it's time to get clean. It's time to look at what I'm doing. Make me clean. You know my foolishness. I'm trying all this stuff, but God, you know my foolishness. I'm trying, I'm restoring stuff that I took not away. I'm just trying anything. And you know my foolishness. And you know the sin in my life. So what does he come down to? He comes down to, God, it's time to get clean. Basically, that's what it is. Time for us to clean up. Look at our lives. And he says, verse 7. Because for thy sake I have borne reproach. Shame hath covered my face. I've become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. See how far down here I'm going. See, what happens to us when we go through these situations? Your life changes. Everything about you changes. How many in here want to stay the same as they are from now to the end of your life? You like what you are, you just want to stay that way. How many have sat down and figured out, okay, I don't necessarily want to stay the way I am, but this is what I want to become. I've got it figured out, this is what I want to be. You ever done that? If I was just like whoever, I'd be perfect. That would be wonderful. I'd be set. If I was just like this, or if I had this trait, or if I had that trait. Wouldn't it be great? We don't like what we are. We don't necessarily like what we're going to become. So what do? It's where you learn to wait on God. Because what is He going to do? What's going to become of you? In God's eyes. Because for thy sake I have borne reproach. That's what's going to become of you. You're now going to begin to bear the reproach of the gospel. You're going to bear the reproach of Jesus. You're going to bear the reproach of the world. The world's going to look at you and not like you. They're going to look at you and reject you. Isn't that great? Shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger unto my brethren and an alien unto my mother's children. What is God wanting you to be? Different from your family. Different than those that you grew up with. Become a stranger unto my brethren. The people that you've known for a long time. I don't know you anymore. You're a stranger. You're not the same person. Sam, how would you like your friends, your old friends to look at you and say, you're not the same person you used to be? You used to be crazy, Sam. You used to be out of your mind, Sam. Now, look at you. I remember when I got saved. A whole group of us got saved. And we hadn't been saved very long, and we were stupid saved. You know, we just loved God. And Rosie knows stupid saved. She got stupid saved too. And, you know, we just loved God. Church, we were in church every day. Telling people about the Lord, witnessing, you know, you name it, we were doing it kind of thing. And saw one of our friends. I was riding with another friend of mine, and we were driving down one of the highways, one of the streets in town, and one of our friends drove up next to us. It's a busy street. And we're 20 years old and screaming, roll the windows down, screaming back and forth as we're driving 50 miles an hour down the road. And he said something about, did you hear what happened? So-and-so, you know, became a Jesus freak. And, you know, we had all gotten crosses and stuff on our keychains, and I said, like this, and held my keychain up. I wasn't driving. And his eyes got big, and he just kind of shook his head and kind of drove off down the road. You know, you become a stranger unto your brethren, unto those that know you. Even in the church, when God works in your life, you will become a stranger. People won't know you. They won't understand you. They won't understand what's going on in your life. They won't understand why you're changing. They won't understand why you act the way you act. Why you're now doing this, you used to do this. They'll call you names, they'll talk bad about you, they'll think bad about you. Well, you're just this, you're just that. And that's the church people. Let me find it. And an alien unto my mother's children. How would you like to be an alien unto your siblings? They look at you and just do not understand. I have a good relationship with my brothers. But my two brothers have a better relationship with each other than they have with me. They grew up together. You know, they're a lot older than me, 7, 8 years older than me. But they still have a better relationship with each other. They get along a whole lot better with each other than they do with me. I'm more of an alien in the family because I'm so different. So completely different. You know, I think different, act different, do different things, talk differently. I'm a different nature altogether. How many want to be that different? Or do you just want to very nicely fit in the world? You know, I'd like to make a fair showing in the flesh. I don't. I want to fit in the kingdom that's coming. I don't care I fit in this kingdom. I want to fit in heaven when I get there. I want to say I am now home. That place I was, that just was not home. This is what I've been waiting on. I've been waiting to walk with Jesus. It's nice when people look at you and say, you're different. Are you willing to become that person? For thy sake I have borne reproach. Shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger unto my brethren, an alien unto my mother's children. For the zeal of thine house has eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. The zeal of God's house has eaten you up. Has His zeal gotten in you to such a degree that it just eats away at you? God, I have to have your will. I can't stop until I'm in the will of God. I can't stop until I'm doing what you want me to do. Till I become what you want me to become. Till I am what you say I am. Till I am what this Bible says I am. Till I do what this Bible says I do. Till me and you become one. Has zeal gotten you to that degree? Or are we just happy to say, well, I just, you know, I'm not as bad as them. I'm not as bad as them is not zeal. I promise you, that does not constitute zeal. When you measure yourself by the world, that's not zeal. When you measure yourself by God, by Jesus, that's zeal. When I look at Him and look at me and say, that's what I'm going to become. I'm going to become Christ-like. everything in me, and I'm not stopping until I'm there. That's zeal. But how does he get there? How did David get to that place? The waters are coming unto my soul. I sink in deep mire. He had to get in a bad situation. Troubles came his way and forced him to God. Forced him to look at his life and say, Lord, you know my foolishness. My sins are in front of you. I'm not hiding anything from you. Lord, here's what I am. Here's what I've got. Here's what I'm doing. But Lord, let your zeal eat me up. The zeal of thine house has eaten me up. Do you want to be eaten up by his zeal? That's completely overwhelmed, nothing left. Just, I'm the zeal, I'm walking zeal. Now, does that mean you're going to be a walking...
Jesus freak?
Yeah, a walking Jesus freak that you're going to witness to everybody that, you know, stands, sits, walks, moves, is alive or dead? No. Not necessarily. But that means I'm going to be in the will of God every second of every day, living what this Bible says, living a Christian life. Everything in me, body, soul, and spirit is going to be Christ-like. Everything. That's eaten up with zeal. That's what I want to be, eaten up with zeal. God, I've sat around long enough. You sat me down. We've been stuck in the mire for a while. But God stuck us in that mire. Hard to run in the mud. You know what happens when you try and run in deep mud? Face first. You'll fall down face first. You get a face full of mud. It's not good. Then you try and get up, your hands are muddy. You're trying to get the mud off your face with muddy hands. And everybody can look at you and say, oh, you tried to run in the mud. You're stupid. Because you wear stupid. If you see somebody covered in the front, just the front of them, head to toe, just their front, covered in mud, what are you going to do? You're going to stare at them and you're going to laugh. I mean, I'm sorry, you're just going to picture they fell face first in the mud and start laughing. That's what I'm going to do. Because why? You're going to picture a stupid situation. That's what we do when we try and run in the mud. When we try and run in the deep mire. Instead of waiting on God, we try and outrun our situation. In sticking you in the mud, He'll cause you to turn. Say, God, here I am. You know my foolishness. You know what I do. You know my sin. Clean me off. Cleanse me. Let's do something. And let your zeal eat me up. We want to look good. We don't want to be eaten by His zeal. So I've become a stranger. We don't want to become strangers. We don't want to become aliens. How many in here want to be liked by everybody? See if anybody will raise their hand. You want everybody to think well of you. I want people to like me. I want to fit in. I want to be on the in crowd. You know, I've never been on the in crowd. People like me, but most people, every once in a while you run across those that just don't. And it doesn't matter what you do. We had one, maybe that waitress somewhere, she just, I'm nice to people. Huh? She liked you. She loved you. She did not like me. For no reason. I just sat there. I didn't even do anything. A lot of times I earn it. This time I didn't earn it.
I think you were a man.
Oh, yeah, I think I was just male. I was a man, and she had some problems, you know, in her past with men, and she loved Rosie. She did not like me, so finally I just shut up and quit trying. You know, this is going to become a mess. But I don't care if people like me. How many of us want to be liked? We want to be on the in crowd, or do you want to be a stranger and be an alien? And be eaten with the zeal of the house. Reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. Do you want to live with the reproach of Jesus? The life that He had, that way that people felt about Him, is that how you want to live? Is that what you want to have happen in your life? That's a walk with God. The reproach of Jesus